Welcome. In this lecture of Kurukshetra, we would talk about some of the major highlights pertaining to rural development. The first issue that we would be discussing is nutrition for women and children. Now, the major issues relate to malnutrition, deficiency disorders, lower life expectancy. If the women's health is poor, it would impact or reduce the productivity, the earning capacity, and the ability to take care of the other family members. As a result, this issue becomes really important. So, holistic approach for healthcare has to be taken into account, which includes weight monitoring, nutrition counseling, anemia prevention, mental health screening, and pregnancy care. Now, Poshan Tracker app is one of the apps which has been used by Anganwadi workers to focus on the status of children under 6 and pregnant and lactating mothers. Also, there are schemes, for example, Pradhan Mantri Matru Bandhan Yojana and Jandi Suraksha Yojana. Surakshit Matritva Abhiyan is one of the schemes through which cost-free, comprehensive, quality antenatal care is provided on the 9th day of every month and every second or third trimester. Also, cashless delivery, drugs, dietary supplements have to be provided. Now, the cost of the average daily requirement of the nutrients has been given here in terms of percentage. For the adult man versus adolescent girl, and this is significantly high in terms of the need for iron and the visible fat. Also, if we talk about the average daily requirement of nutrients for the pregnant and the lactating mothers, it is very high for folate and also extremely high for vitamin A requirements. Now, these are fulfilled through dietary supplements. Mission Poshan 2 and Saksham Anganwadi are two of the platforms through which this has been enabled. Tackling malnutrition, through which there has been a supplemental program, midday meals initiative, national policy for women, nutrition for children, which would take care for brain development, growth, retarded growth, poor learning capability, poor productivity as some of the issues. Now, when we talk about nutrition security, we focus on availability, accessibility, utilization, food stability, and adequate nutrition requirement which has to be given. Poshan Maha is celebrated every year for the government's effort to tackle with the issues of malnutrition. There are various ways through which this has been done, either through social protection programs, inputs and technologies, sustainable agricultural practices, and this has been fulfilled under various sustainable development goals. For example, goal 1, no poverty; goal 2, zero hunger; goal 3, good health; goal 5, gender equality; goal 12, responsible consumption and production; climate action, partnership for goals, are some of the issues. Then millets we have covered separately as well. International Year of Millet has been celebrating. We are celebrating that in 2023, and millets are also called as poor man's food. Also, they are considered as a holistic food because they are rich in potassium, calcium, magnesium, trace minerals, micronutrients, and B complex vitamins. Now, they are also helpful for reducing obesity, tackling diabetes, and lifestyle problems, as they have low glycemic index, and they are also called as nutri cereals. So, enhancing the food security, livelihood, resilient agriculture is one of the basic ideas. Now, under International Year for Millet, we are aiming to increase the global demand, bring in better health benefits, bring in more earning to the farmers, and employment benefit. There is another scheme which is Shri Anna scheme, where millets have been highlighted and their contribution and importance has been highlighted. For example, during Navratri and Akshay Tritiya, bajre ki khichdi is being made. Bajre ki roti and garlic pickle is one of the combinations during breakfast, and therefore these millets are also called as miracle millets. They are packed with various minerals which help to fight anemia, improve bone health, lower blood pressure, lower diabetes, as they have low glycemic index. So, to promote millets, what is required? Branding, labeling, packaging, so that not only in India but also export of these millets can be taken care of. If we talk about India, India is the 5th largest exporter of millets globally, and most of the states are growing at least one or more millet, and during the last year itself we have seen 27% increase in the growth of millets. Major varieties include pearl millet, sorghum, finger millet and small millets, mainly grown in Rajasthan, UP, Haryana and Gujarat. Now across the world, Indonesia, Belgium, Japan, Germany, Mexico are some of the major importing countries which actually import millets on a great basis. India has been given G20 presidentship with a motto one earth, one family and one future, Vasudhaiv Kutumbakam, and 100 countries globally have joined together to work on Indian concepts like yoga, India's aspect of International Solar Alliance, the mission life, which is lifestyle for environment, and then initiative of Maharshi, which is proposed by India for millets. This Maharshi includes millets and other ancient grain international research initiative started by Indian Institute of Millet Research, IIMR in Hyderabad, supported by CRISAT. Now, as we said, the health benefits we have already taken into account. Besides that, PM Poshan for nutritional aspects of class 1 to 8 children. Poshan Vatika, where the idea is to provide regular supply of fruits, vegetable and medicinal plants. Dietary diversification, which includes not only one variety of food that you are consuming, but a variety of food that could be part of your dietary system. Fortification of food, that means adding essential vitamins, minerals and nutrients to the food to address the deficiencies of micronutrients, to have a targeted approach and a better public health intervention. Pradhan Mantri Matru Vandan Yojana we already discussed. Saksham Anganwadi and Poshan 2.0, again the basics of which we have discussed. The idea is to provide basic balanced diet, accountability and transparency to deal with the issues of malnutrition and combat the issues of malnutrition. Focus on educational outcomes, productivity and economic growth. Enhance the issues and check onto the cost of malnutrition, actually because it leads to loss of human capital, increased healthcare expenditure, impacts our agriculture productivity. Now, when we are addressing malnutrition, we need to have long-term implications and goals that we need to focus, which aims to bring in better healthcare, capacity building and better infrastructure for healthcare facilities. So, food fortification, as we talked about, is one aspect. Then micronutrient supplements, providing education on nutrition and behavioral change, breastfeeding and its importance, and PPP model, which is public-private partnership. Also, there are social protection involved with it. At the school level, we see 90% of the countries globally have some form of nutrition program, and India is one of those. As per the early childhood days, the 1000 days of the early life are extremely important for development of the child, and we classify that in 3 categories. If it is stunting, that means as per the age the height is low. Underweight means as per the age the weight is low, and wasting means for the given height the weight is low. So these 3 malnutrition needs to be addressed and properly taken into account. Global school health and nutrition has to be taken into account. Good delivery of education and health care has to be provided. Ready to learn and thrive program must be given, which talks about food and nutrition being included in 3 out of the 5 countries, school health nutrition program in every 9 of the 10 countries, physical education as part of curriculum in every 9 of the 10 countries, and nearly half of the children enrolled in the primary schools receive school meals across the globe. So that is one of the initiatives that we take into account. PM Poshan Yojana we already talked about. Then besides this, we do have Tithi Bhojan, which is community participation program, talking about vocal for local for Atmanirbhar Bharat, and Poshan Bhi, Padhai Bhi as one of the initiatives. Then what are the critical nutrients? Iron, as we already discussed, to combat anemia. Folic acid deficiency is again one of the major deficiencies that has to be prevented for the pregnant and the lactating mothers. Then we have calcium for strong bones and teeth. Also vitamin D deficiency has to be addressed. Protein deficiency, essential fatty acids in adolescent girls. Then we have the need for zinc for easy healing of the wounds. Fortified food, which would include B12, vitamin D as one of the supplements. ICAR, the Indian Council for Agricultural Research, has released 79 different fortified varieties, and these are biofortified, working with nutri-sensitive agriculture and innovation and value addition technologies for the development. India has also launched mainstreaming millets for nutrition security to combat the micronutritional deficiencies. Another important issue is maternal obesity. This has been seen extensively high in high and low middle income countries, and the prevalence has been rising, climbing up to 15%. Now, in India, the proportion has increased from 12% to 20%, and 21% is the worldwide figures. 24% of the women in the age group of 15 to 49 are overweight, and 57% of the women have higher waist to hip ratio, which is again a point of concern. So what has to be taken into account? Intensive system to strengthen the quality nutritional needs, cost of nutritional diets, strengthening the knowledge, and the providing people the consequences of obesity, bringing in emphasis on gestational weight gain and the issues related to it, the complications related to it, are some of the major ideas. Now, antenatal care intervention talks about 49 in all, 14 of which are nutrition related. For example, 13 related to maternal and fetal examination, 7 related to preventive measures, 6 related to physiological symptoms, and then the usage of healthcare system. Also, FIGO guidelines have come up to manage pre-pregnancy, pregnancy, and postpartum obesity. The guidelines have been given for BMI. So if the woman has a BMI of 30 or more, then it would have an effect on the child on a long term with higher risk of non-communicable diseases. Also, this obesity could later on lead to bariatric surgeries. At the time of the postpartum, there has to be appropriate weight loss, and the weight gain should not be in excess because it would be an indicative risk for non-communicable diseases to the child. And then the pre-pregnancy obesity should also receive support, and there has to be that has to be taken care of carefully because it could lead to complications later on. Nutrition management has to be taken into account. Now, Anganwadi Didis have certain duties to perform, which includes distributing the take-home rations, the hot-cooked meals, door-to-door counseling, community-based events, weight monitoring, growth monitoring, and the various schemes which talk about availability of smartphones in various languages for monitoring, Anganwadi worker centers to be established, integrated child development services, Poshan Abhiyan and Poshan Tracker. So this issue mainly focuses on health, nutrition, especially in the rural areas, and how that can be dealt with.